Welcome back. With me right now is Eric Wiseman. He is with LeakerBusters. In fact, he is the owner of LeakerBusters, and you have quite a history with this community as well when it comes to the epoxy lining of the copper pipes, right? So welcome, sir. Nice to have you on.
Glad to be here.
So tell me your background and with this community.
So I've worked in Laguna Woods for probably over 20 years. We used to do just regular plumbing service. I changed out a lot of water heaters and instant water heaters, a lot of water filter systems. But about 5 years ago, we won a contract to do epoxy pipe restoration, and that was for 2,000 homes. And that went extremely well. Epoxy pipe restoration is trying to restore the copper pipes that are failing. Copper pipes fail, they get corrosion inside, a lot like rust on a car, but there's little spots of corrosion. It's a little like chicken pox on the inside of copper, and they call them pinhole leaks. So some of your buildings have been plagued with leaks from copper and drain leaks. So the board, I think the Third Mutual, made the decision to do all the 3-story buildings. And so it was my company that did all the 3-story buildings. Our claim to fame is that we have had no callbacks on any of those units, which is great. We've done about 5,000 homes in Orange County. I only work in Orange County. And you guys are by far our biggest, contract. We're hoping for more contracts. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, they were considering a 20-year contract for the entire city.
Wow.
So I quickly was shocked. There was bidders from all over the world coming from Europe and Canada to bid on this 20-year contract. So I think it's important to realize these homes are getting older, and the pipes do need some restoration. So it's called LeakerBusters Plumbing and Restoration. So we're also, the Woods is also restoring the drain pipes. So we also have a product to do epoxy coating on drain pipes. And so, as you know, it's better to prevent than cure.
Yeah. So we were talking right before we came on, and you were telling me how copper pipes are failing a little bit faster than they used to. And my question is it because the copper has changed? Is it thinner than it used to be? Is it the way it's put in versus 30, 40 years ago? What's the reasons?
So I've done a fair amount of study as the owner of a company that specializes in this problem. I lean towards studies at a Virginia Tech University. There's a Dr. Mark Edwards who I cite. There's quite a few people that would like to talk about copper being the reason. The fact is copper has not changed. It's always been 99.9% pure copper. The water has changed about 14 years ago. The Metropolitan Water District changed from chlorine to chloramine. Chloramine is a mixture of chlorine and ammonia is known to react with copper.
Okay.
So not far from here in Aliso Viejo and Newport Coast, and the worst is Crystal Cove. We started getting calls in Crystal Cove within 2.5 years old.
Wow.
So in my opinion, as a humble plumber, not a chemist, it has to be a chemical reaction to cause a copper pipe that used to last 40, 50 years to start failing within 2.5 years.
Well, does that mean that homes that are 30 years old, is there enough buildup in it that it's not happening? Or why is it that some of the older homes, the copper is still okay, or at least like in my home, I hope it's okay?
That is great insight on your part. Again, my humble opinion is that with the old water and the older pipes, it had a chance to build up something called a biofilm, which is a natural defensive layer.
Okay.
This new water prevents the biofilm from
interesting.
forming and has no natural defense, so it's exposed to accelerated rates of corrosion.
Wow.
There's also studies that show on larger homes that have a circulating pump, circulating system
Right.
on the water, on the hot water side, 2 to 3 times more aggressive rate of corrosion. So in Newport Coast, we're working quite a bit on larger homes where they have circulating pumps because they have 4 or 5 bathrooms or something.
Yeah.
And then they just have a lot more pinhole leaks.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So you've done a lot of work in this community, and one of the main reasons you're on today is to talk about how you can help the individual homeowner with their needs, their general plumbing needs. You do that as well, right?
We do regular service calls. We do drain cleaning. We also are installing water heaters, fixing faucets, whatever someone needs as far as plumbing. There's a large number of drain pipes that are also cracking. They don't have corrosion like copper do, but cast iron cracks and creates a lot of water damage as well. So in addition to basic plumbing repairs, we also do water damage restoration. So we're kind of a one-stop shop. We can find the leak, we can fix the leak, we can epoxy coat it to prevent, and then dry the area. And I'm also a general contractor, so we also do drywall patching and then the texturing, the painting.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one stop, as you said, to do all that. And with your history in the community and obviously your knowledge, it is, you know, it's peace of mind for the people here. You're not coming into an area you don't know. You know this area quite literally inside and out.
I do. One thing I did want to urge when we were talking about copper failing within 2.5 years, I like to ask the question, where is the copper going that's corroding off the pipe? It's our drinking water.
Yeah.
So it's possible that you're drinking heavy metals.
Yeah.
And we plumbers back in 1960 up until almost 80, we were using leaded solder. And so there's a certain amount of lead that's also being drawn from this chloramine into the drinking water. So I think it's important that your viewers know that how important it is to have good drinking water. And so I do stress reverse osmosis filters. They're not a lot of money now. And we install...
Those are the under sink ones?
Under the kitchen sink, because an RO, reverse osmosis, needs to continually clean itself, and it has a certain amount of wastewater, so it drains into something like a kitchen drain. And it's just easy to have a touch flow faucet. My parents, I installed an RO system in there, and they continue to buy bottled water. Bottled water is RO water, so there's no sense in driving to the store every day or every couple of days.
Is it the taste, though?
Actually, I did a taste test with them, and I put 2 glasses next to each other, one with my system and one with their water, and they preferred the RO water that I installed. Wow. Yeah, and they just didn't know. Some people just believe that the stuff at the store is best.
Yeah. Very interesting that you bring that up. And, you know, quite along those lines, there was just a study done, and the bottled water that you drink, we're talking about the little bottled waters, you know, the different brands, that the microparticles of plastic that they're finding in this, I mean, it's like something like 70% of the samples that this just came out a couple days ago. So that has nothing to do with him, but the point is, what he just talked about is, if you can get your water just as good, and once you put that system in for a lot less money than buying bottled water, then there you go, right? Very interesting. Yeah.
What also is interesting, Dr. Mark Edwards cites heavy metals as being one of the leading causes of certain diseases, like Alzheimer's disease. So it's kind of a big deal, these heavy metals in your drinking water.
Yeah. Well, Eric, you've got a lot of extensive knowledge, not just in the field that you're in, but this community as well. And if folks need help out with whether it's your general plumbing, or maybe you want to put in one of the reverse osmosis systems, Eric and LeakerBusters can help you out. And it's great that you have a history with this company. That's wonderful. Now, your website, it's leakbust.com. leakerBusters.com, right?
That's correct.
Yes, and or, you know, if you do what I do and you just simply Google LeakerBusters Orange County, it's going to come up either way. So that's the thing to remember. Eric,
thanks for having
a pleasure.
me
Yeah,
Yes.
great knowledge. Love talking with you.
Okay.
We'll be right back.